So let me tell you what probably some other things that are more practical that can be addressed. One advice that you can provide to pregnant women is during summer times, where smoke, especially in polluted areas, smoke is at the highest, and the climate change impact will have the highest effect because you create more heat. The advice that you can give to your followers is please stay indoors. Or if you're going to go out jogging or walking, do it early in the morning, because typically smoke, when I say bakes, the actual pollutants, the emissions, in the atmosphere by the sun, they bake as the sun gets, warms the atmosphere. So stay indoors. If you have to walk or take trips or go to work, do it as early as possible, but not during the day. So that's one advice that you can provide. Other advice that you obviously that we can all provide is making sure that pregnant women, especially minorities, have access to information that can protect them, because it's not just air pollution and climate change that have devastating impacts, can have devastating impacts to pregnant women and unborn children. But let's not forget that, like in US, for example, we have 80,000 chemicals that are registered. We really have no test, maybe a tenth of those chemicals. But we know that many substances have devastating impacts to pregnant women, anywhere from lead to arsenic, plastics. It's just something so simple. We know that phthalates in plastic would leak, and it could have impacts to a newborn, anywhere from early birth to neurological impacts. It's easy to not to use them. Don't. And if you use a plastic, don't put it in the microwave, because it will leak, and the chemicals will get into the food. So we have done a good job advising women stay away from cigarettes, stay away from alcohol, but we really have done a very poor job, I believe, across the board, providing practical advice for women that are pregnant, especially the ones that don't have access to information. Pesticides, and I know that everybody cannot afford organic food, but how pesticides impact the unborn is something that needs to be discussed. Something that needs to be shared with pregnant women, especially minority women and women of color that don't have access. Cleaning solvents, the simple solvents that you use in your house. If you're pregnant, you get exposures that will have impacts to the unborn child. So what I'm trying to say is that there is significant information and practical advice that can be given to pregnant women, especially women of color. But how do you give that information? How are they going to get this information? And that's, I think, the biggest, in my view, challenge. In the US, many mothers are single mothers. They live in poverty. They don't have access to health support. And maybe they don't even speak the language. So think broadly, and I'm talking about the US, and I'm sure you can find examples for other countries. What is the mechanism? If you're going to produce information or assistance, what is the best mechanism to get this information to the woman that need it the most, seriously, which is the women of color that are displaced from the society, and they are not equally protected by our laws and our actions. So I think to me, for Square Root, that will be a big challenge.